Storing here, and today I'm back again for you guys to make another video, and I'm having a really good week this week. I have a lot of time to do it this week. I'm just a little scrunched for time right now, because I have to go set up my Christmas tree downstairs and everything with my family. So I'm just going to try and get this video banged out real quick. It's not like I'm just trying to throw videos out there, it's because I have the time to, and I figure why not do it on something that I was supposed to do, you know, like 21 days ago. It is the November 9th, 2015 ban list. It came out, obviously, on the 9th. I didn't have the chance to do it then because I didn't have the time, and I'm very sorry about that, guys. But I am back to making videos again, so let's just jump right in and make this video. So the video is just going to be me talking about, as I've done with the other ban list discussions, all the new ban stuff, all the new limited stuff, and what I think about it. So, the first one is Apple Clifford Towers. I thought this card was a major problem because as soon as Clifford got hit, Clifford players were able to come back like better than I think. Well, not better than the original Clifford deck. It's just that they had a new way to just fill up the board. Not fill up the board. I mean a new way to bring big board presence. And with Clifford Towers, you couldn't do anything to it. It was just too good of a card. They summon this, you're done. You can't respond to it or anything because it can't be targeted. If I remember correctly, I remember this being a pain. I just completely got that out of my head. I did not want to ever see that card again, so I just rammed its effect out of my head because I hated that card so much. It's unaffected by spells and traps and by effect by monsters, blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, it's unaffected by crap, so whatever. Yeah, I just really hated that card because whenever I would activate something, it'd be like, no, activate this, no, it doesn't get touched by this, and whenever I try to get rid of it, it just stays there, and it just made Clifford's have that little push they needed when people started making Turbo's Towers to keep Clifford alive, and then people started throwing, like, Monarch stuff in it to make it a little bit better and a little bit faster to get in their towers and whatnot, but whatever. Next is what I believe is not only one of the best ban hit for this format, is the whole thing with Necroz. There's a lot of people who have been over the ban list already. It's just that I think that the whole hit of the Necroz was big and was necessary because they tapped Necroz like twice, I remember, and yeah, it was twice, and they were just like, it's a good deck, let's just tap it a little bit and not hit it, and it just dominated the format for too long. It was like a little bit over a year, and the format was becoming stale. I knew people that just hated playing this deck. They played it just to play it to get wins, and they straight up just told me that they hated the deck, and I hated the deck too, because it was just there for so long. I thought it was cool in the beginning when it first came out. I was like, ooh, cool, they're bringing back rituals. Rituals haven't really seen too much play. Since, you know, the whole, Gishki thing, Gishki came out, they're a really good deck, and then just immediately got hit. But, you know, this came back, they dominated for a year, it was cool at first for me, and then by the end of it, it was just something I didn't want to see again. And it was fun for me for, like, maybe a week or so when I was playing that super budget Necroz. It didn't really work at all. It was just a fun thing that I made just for giggles. I could have probably made it better, but, I didn't really feel like I needed to. It was just something because I was in between making decks, so I just threw that together real quick, and I thought it was funny. Next, which I also thought was necessary, is El Shaddai Construct. Construct was too good, in the sense that it just, again, another one of those decks that was good for too long. It was top tier for, again, over a year, just like Necroz was, and I couldn't take it anymore. That deck was just, oh, let me contact fuse. Oh, you want to do this? Contact fuse, not contact fuse. Just fuse right into one of my fusion monsters for my extra deck because I can't talk today. Yeah, just going right into Construct, and they just keep going to their plays from there, and they just can't be touched pretty much, and they just, Falco, Dragon, Beast, whatever, Search, a whole bunch of shenanigans. I really just didn't like this deck. It was there for way too long. I just didn't like the format. It just became too stale for me, and it just became aggravating. One card that I wasn't too happy to see to go was Evil Storm Excitonate, but it was necessary because of the whole Magiceptor thing, the whole Pendulum. They wanted the whole, you know, Pendulum before Mage and all that stuff. Pepe, they wanted Draco Slayers, and they wanted the whole Pendulum thing to dominate, not really dominate the format. They wanted it to be more of, instead of like how Clifford came out, they were just like a thing. They wanted it to be more of a prominent type of card, along with Magic Spectre and all that stuff out there. They just didn't want one card to be able to just destroy that type of card or whatever. And these decks without Exoton Knight thrive. And if they did have Exoton Knight, people would make like again try and go back into like turbo, rank 4 decks to just clear boards and go into a whole bunch of craziness. But it was sad to see it go, but I guess it was a necessary thing to get banned. If you guys do play traditional format, have fun with that. But I play advanced format, so it's banned. Wasn't too happy to see it go, but you have to deal with it. One card that was necessary to go again was Clifford Scout. That deck needed to be killed. Turbo Towers was just a very annoying deck to go up against. Once they got their towers on board, it was pretty much they win. And with Scout gone, they don't have that power that they used to have anymore, and they can't really play. They can't play at all, actually, because without all the Scouts, they can't, make their plays. Graph, Malbrunch, or the Burning Abyss. Again, I loved Burning Abyss. It was just one of those decks, again, that were just really, really good for very, very long. But what got me really, really upset was that the OCG did get a TCG exclusive archetype with more stuff. They were like, oh, here's a TCG stuff. Have fun with that. And when it comes time, we're gonna ban like the best cards for this deck, bring it over to the OCG, give it more, and make it better. Have fun over there. It can still be played, one graph, you can still make a lot of good plays. It's still a very fun deck to play. It's not going to be hit too hard because, again, they're most likely, after a while, they're going to bring all that OCG stuff over here and make Burning Abyss, give that Burning Abyss that push that they needed again to bring them back up higher in the tier level. I don't even know how much Burning Abyss Dante is now, but he's probably pretty cheap now if you want to play Burning Abyss as kind of like a budget kind of deck now because it's a little bit on the cheaper end. Go ahead for it. I would personally do it, but I'm getting something different. You guys will see that in the upcoming holidays. If I can get my hands on it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it, but you guys will see what I'm getting. Mathematician, again, limited. It helped a lot of lower tier decks and a lot of the, like Burning Abyss players who were trying to fill up the gaps with Graph being banned, but not Graph, some other stuff being banned, and like Tour Guide, there it is. Being limited, it just filled up the spaces and was able to keep that plays going. All the people filled it in with Crane, maybe one Mathematician, but it being limited kind of crippled Burning Abyss a little bit more, but they were still very playable, and whatever. It's just something that I guess Konami thought would be a good idea for if they did bring over the stuff, because I'm thinking that they're hitting all this stuff because they're going to bring over some new stuff to the TCG, along with the stuff from the OCG that is going to make Burning Abyss good, like better than it was when it had all this stuff. That's just my opinion. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I might be rambling on because I am just a little bit out of it. I've had a long day. Let's try and get that energy back. Alright, Necroza Brionic. I really, really got mad. They were like, oh, let me poke it real quick and then run away. First time they semi-limited it, and now not Burning Abyss. Necroza could still play. They could still do so much. And it was really, really aggravating because I was like, when I first saw the ban list coming out when they semi-limited Brionic, I was like, at that point, that deck was annoying me to no extent. I hated that deck. And I was like, what are you guys doing? This deck is going to dominate the format again. Nothing can really touch it. It has the power to search out for anything it needed. It can search out for any of its resources whenever it wanted to. And even if this card was at 2, they still had that power to just like recycle it, add, summon it, and do whatever they needed to. And then they still had the power to search for everything they needed. And Unicorn was still at 3. I believe that Unicorn and Brionic needed to be limited a long time ago. And I guess that finally Konami realized what they needed to do and finally limited Brionic and Unicorn. Unicorn was a card that I believe was just better than Brionic because it could just do so much more. People could do so much more with it, even with the Brionic being semi-limited. And now it is limited, and it did pretty much kill Necroz. You can still try and play Necroz, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's not going to work out very well for you. Ritual Beast, personally, I didn't see the need for Ritual Beast Conhawk, Ulti Conhawk to hit. I guess that it was a very good deck against all the other stuff out there, and there goes my garage. I'm going to try and speak over that. I guess it just worked really, really well against a lot of the other decks. It was just running over a lot of stuff. So I guess they thought the need to hit it. I didn't see the need for them to hit it, but whatever. El Shaddoll Fusion. This card got limited because Shaddols were just too good for too long, and they just figured let's just stomp out that deck as quickly as possible. Those two cards being limited, and that card being limited and Construct being forbidden, is just deck's dead. You can still try and play it with just like Turbo Window, but it's not as good with Construct. Reinforcement in the army. After Satella Knight's winning Worlds, I believe that they were just going to squash Satella Knight. All they did was limit reinforcement in the army and slow down the deck. The deck can still be played. It can still do all its plays. It can still just search off what it needs to. Without reinforcement in the army, I guess it's just a little bit slower because when you need to add for a monster, you just can't do that. And then, Seer, Malbrancher of the Burning Abyss, semi-limited. I don't see the need. Well, I do get where they're coming from, but I just didn't really see the need for them to really hit Burning Abyss here. It was a good deck. I liked it. It just kind of got outshined by a lot of stuff that was coming out, and I didn't see the need for them to hit it, but I guess they felt the need to, so whatever. And then all the stuff that is now unbanned is Chaos Sorcerer, Legendary, Six Samurai, Shien, and Spellbook of Fate, and Gear. For people who want more pseudo BLSs, there you go. For people who like playing Six Sams, there you go. People who want Spellbooks back, here's a little bit, I guess. I don't know. And people who want Gear strong again, sort of, here you go. That's my take on the ban list. I think it was a very good ban list. This ban list was better than I thought it was going to be. I just think that the whole Ulti Kanahawk thing, and I think the whole Kanahawk thing and a little bit of the Burning Abyss stuff, like, I don't think they needed to limit, wait, was it semi-limit? I don't think they needed to limit, Graph. I didn't think that was necessary. Maybe semi-limited, but yeah, those are my two things that I think weren't really necessary. And Exciton Knight, I just felt like I didn't like to see it go, but it was something that needed to go, I guess. And yeah, that was my take on the ban list for November. I liked it. I don't know what you guys think, so let me see that in the comment section below. I'll be really excited to read that stuff. And anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button as hard as you can, and subscribe to my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh! And gaming videos. And as always, hope you enjoyed.